So I was talking to a really good buddy of mine, Chris, and he's a great businessman. You know, he's an investor, and he's done really well for himself in a way that makes him happy and not just, obsessed to the money. You know, he's into digital marketing and all sorts of different things. And I got really grateful for like how amazing my friends are, and how lucky I am to have found friends that are connected to the right things for the right reason. Uh, and man, looking back, the right friends make all the difference because people say you become the average of the five people you spend the most time with, and it's true. But why is that true? I think it's a really interesting answer because what it ends up being is the five people you spend the most time with are the circle of the most common things you hear, you know and so that could even be, not just people that you frequently hang out with, but the books that you read and the radio station you listen to, whether or not you watch TV or watch the news or do the whole fear mongering stuff. It ends up being what circulates through your own mind, you know, and it's having the realization that it's true that you are who your friends are, that your wealth is what your friends have, because that forces you to realize that what you think about is what you are. How crazy is that? How crazy is that? It almost makes fate seem like something that is barely an influencer in our lives because, yeah, people could happenstance into your life and it's fate that we met, but what you were focusing on drove you to the situation where you met that person. And so I think as long as you're unconscious, as long as the majority of people are unconscious, fate's a popular idea. Yeah, it was meant to be. It was meant to be. Yeah, because my life is what happens to me. What if you flip that? What if your life isn't what happens to you? What if your life happens for you instead of to you? What if you can decide who the people are who you spend your time with? You could therefore deciding the thoughts that are all around you, therefore deciding which ones to let in, therefore deciding who you become, what you are. And what if, on the topic of money, and if you want to be wealthy, what if everything you've ever really been taught about money, like I was growing up by good people, but people that just didn't understand, what if it was all taught to you from people who were scared of money? People who didn't have affluence, they just had security, and it's critically important, I think, to know where you're getting your advice from. Because coming from an engineering background myself, I assumed that was the way to become really rich. But then I started digging really into it. My managers and their bosses made upwards of 200 something thousand a year, and that's a good living. But it's not going to get you into the $13-26 million houses that I know exist. So it's like, what's the disconnect? Like you could be upper middle class or rich. Like, how do you get to rich from upper middle class? Like, and the answer is you don't follow the same path as everybody else. You just add a snaz load of value. I don't want to swear for everybody. You add a lot of value, and you don't do it in somebody else's structure. You own the structure that the value is added through. And it's through having good friends who do that, who make that feel normal, that you're able to make it feel normal for you. I'm blessed to have Chris and Ginger and Herbert and lots of other people in my life who, affluence is normal to them. I won't give last names so that they could stay anonymous, but, it's that's something that we could all have. And I'm not one of those people that wants to just be rich to be famous or rich so that I could have a bunch of stuff. No, life's about experiences. I want to be rich so that I could be secure and then give a ton in the right way and allow other people to grow into their own destiny. And if you got a different reason for being rich, I'd love to hear it, because as many really successful people as I've ever heard talk, Jim Carrey's a great example. So many of them say after they get all their money that, what did Jim say? I wish everybody could have everything they ever dreamed of, to realize that it's not really what they want, that it's all kind of just a big sham, that money makes you happy, And money doesn't make you evil either. Money just makes you more who you already are, So if you're rooted in goals where you want to contribute to the world, give to the world, be more for everybody else, becoming a millionaire makes you way better at doing that, It doesn't make you some scumbag, It's just, yeah, man, whoever you spend your time with is whoever you become. So this weekend, if you're planning on going up, soaking yourself with a bunch of alcohol and, impressing and maybe sleeping with strangers, maybe rethink it. Maybe rethink it. Grab a good book. Spend time with yourself. Spend time with somebody else who gives a crap about the good stuff, Something to think about.